What's up, guys? It's Carson back here from Toxic Gaming, and today we have the team preview for our week 6, I believe, 6? Week 6 battle against Echelon Games. He'll be down in the description below, like usual, to his Twitter and Facebook. Check him out to see his side of the battle and his team prep, whatever he decides to do over there. But this is what we decided to do. And before we get actually to the team, even though you can see two different versions of it, I'm going to tell you his full draft, what we're actually looking at. He has Mega Slowbro, Gliscor, Terrakion, Sableye, Entei, Shaman, Porygon 2, Cincino, Aselgor, Druddigon, Kecleon, Raichu, and Muck. So, right there against the team, the biggest threat that I see to us is Terrakion, the Mega Slowbro, and the Entei, and then the Gliscor. Really, it's his higher tier mons I'm more afraid of than anything else. Porygon 2 is going to be really annoying. Shaman, I'm not that worried about, to be dead honest. And as we get started here, we do have Venusaur coming back. Oh god, excuse me for that burp. We do have Venusaur coming back here with Giga Drain, Hidden Power, Ice, Sludge Bomb, and Synthesis. Again, I may trade off Synthesis for Leech Seed as like before the battle, or Sleep Powder. That's the move. Phone! Fuck. I always forget to turn it off before I start recording. But Synthesis may get changed out at some point, just because it really is very up in the air for which one is really better, which fourth move for Venusaur is really better. But it's max attack or max special attack with Modest, with 124 in speed and 132 in HP, and the speed is basically how last week we had Everymon ready to outspeed uninvested Lando T, which unfortunately Lando T didn't even come to the battle. This match, I have tried to have everybody be able to outspeed uninvested Gliscor, because Gliscor, it doesn't like really tear through the team. It can sit there and sit there. And yes, we have Mamoswine, but still, it can sit there on a Mamoswine. Like Mamoswine's needed for a lot more other mons too. So Venusaur here, I have Hidden Power Ice instead of the usual Hidden Power Fire on it for that Gliscor. If we have to go one-on-one against it, I know we'll be able to outspeed him if he's uninvested, and I believe this 2 shots of physically defensive Gliscor. I believe that's how this spread works with that. But again, we got Sludge Bomb for Shaman, and Shaman can't really touch us besides carrying Psychic, which you probably will have. But if we can guess that thing coming in at any point, Sludge Bomb will do a shit ton damage to it. But we'll move on. We still got the Brow coming back. Victini, I don't think Victini will ever not come to the battle. I really don't honestly think it will ever not come, because it works so well for what it does. And we got Choice Scarf Brow this week with V-Create, Bolt Strike, U-Turn, and Zen Headbutt, just max speed Jolly, because this thing is like our counter to Terrakion. Terrakion is Terrakion and Cincino and Aselgor are the 3, and Raichu are the 4 that actually can outspeed anybody on our draft. If we would have brought Crobat, we could have been able to outspeed some of them and be able to speed creep them, but really Crobat didn't do that much damage, even at max attack with Choice Band to some of his mons, so it didn't seem to make sense there to bring him. But we needed the Jolly Victini, the Jolly Scarf, to be able to outspeed Terrakion and hit with the Zen Headbutt. Terrakion scares me, just for the fact of how being like base 108 speed, and just what Terrakion can do. It can literally just punch holes so that later Mega Slowbro can come in and just set up and wreck shop later. So I'm a little scared of it, but we have Victini here, V-Create again, just as powerful a move we can get. Taking out the Shaman, taking out Aselgor, taking out probably even Kecleon if he even decides to bring that thing. But this is what Victini's here for. Bolt Strike and U-Turn again just for coverage and switching out initiative. Basic basic Victini, so we got that. We go moving on, we're bringing back the Resto Chesto set for Coors Light with Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, and Rest. I know I read that out of order, but what can you do? This week with 180 in HP, max defense, and 76 in speed. Again, we're trying to outspeed that Mega Gliscor. This time, we could potentially, if it's a lead Gliscor and we lead off with Rotom Wash, which is kind of the plan as of right now, we could burn it before it gets its Toxic Orb if it doesn't have a Protect. And honestly, that would be fucking amazing to burn it so that he can't just sit there and Toxic Orb stall the entire time. So that's one thing I'm hoping for. Hydro Pump really does a good amount to the Terrakion, does a great amount to Entei, with really both of them not being able to really touch Rotom Wash very well. And Cincino, again, is another one of those ones that it has Bullet Seed capabilities that I don't believe will one-shot. I don't believe like 5 hits will one-shot this Rotom. Not certain. But I'm trying to get this Rotom, just the speed creeping for that Gliscor. I am worried about that Gliscor, and also the extra speed can't hurt for some of the other Mons anyway. Moving on, we got 1738 bringing back. Not Fetty again, still changing the name. With U-Turn, Toxic, Stealth Rock, and Heal Bell with specially defensive and leftovers. Now this is way different than the Uxie we've normally run. Usually we've run screens to allow everybody else to really bulk on it. This week, I didn't know screens were particularly, that was not a word, first off, were particularly needed. Because yes, there's Terrakion that can hit hard with close combats and Earthquakes. Yes, there's Choice Banded E-Speeds from an Entei. But really, both of those Mons can get walled by Rotom Wash itself. Like, there's no real need for any other reasons to have that. So with Uxie, we're going U-turn again just to be able to get up on out of there. Toxic for that Porygon 2. The Porygon 2, I'm worried about just having it sit there and just stall out, try attacking to get statuses, recovering, things along those lines. It's going to be a pain to take down, and I just want a Toxic just to wear that thing down. Again, also Toxic on the Mega Slowbro, because that thing can't be critted once it's Mega Evolved. And he may not Mega Evolve first turn to try to keep Regenerator around, which is very smart. But Toxic that thing as soon as we can, just to have it so it can't sit there and just Calm Mind and just wreck shop through our team either. Stealth Rock again, just for that Entei, and for a Selgor and any other just random Focus Sashes you might have. Focus Sash Terrakion is a thing, but usually it's Choice Scarfed or Life Orbed. Could be Focus Sash with the Selgor, could be Focus Sash with Cincino. Just to basically have the nice hazards that we like on the other side. Just that little racking up damage. You can't just switch in and out all the time. And then I have Heal Bell on Uxie, specifically because he has Sableye. Now, I don't want Uxie in there against Sableye, particularly. But because we have Victini, and as the two I haven't mentioned yet with Doublade and Mamoswine, Sableye throwing Will-O-Wisp around will work a lot. And then also throwing like a Toxic or a Thunder Wave to Victini. That could completely cripple us from the get-go. And I want Heal Bell on Uxie to be able to heal that from anybody and just basically negate those turns that he used to take that. I feel like it can work. I hope it does. Again, we have 4 speed in, or 4 EVs in speed. It was actually a speed tie between Uxie and Gliscor. They're both at base 95, so put those a little extra just to outspeed him. Again, potentially being able to U-turn out before damage, Heal Bell before damage, stuff like that. And also it would help Uxie if Uxie ever gets Toxic too, so it's pretty good. Next we have Doublade, Blood Scythe is coming back with Shadow Sneak, Swords Dance, Sacred Sword, and Substitute, going 248 HP, max attack and Adamant, and then 8 in special defense. This is the one that's on the team that doesn't outspeed the Gliscor, because really, what is Doublade gonna outspeed? To be dead honest. But this Doublade, I have the Substitute on there and no Iron Head because of Terrakion. If I can get Doublade in there, say against Shaman, or say against Entei if he's banded into E-Speed, and he's forced to switch out, and what he could switch out into is the Terrakion first turn, or that turn ready to go. I can sub up, when they switch out, get a Swords Dance off while he breaks the sub with an Earthquake. An Earthquake, I believe, only does less than half, I'm like 9% sure, with Eviolite and everything. And then a Sacred Sword after taking an Earthquake, one shot to Terrakion. So this is kind of like my first line of defense for that Terrakion. If I cannot just let Rotom Wash take the hits, this is where I want to be able to set up Doublade and Sacred Sword everything. I have no need for an Iron Head. He has nothing on his team that's weak to Steel. Shadow Sneaking for that Mega Slowbro. Well, really, Scald is the best he can do to me and try to burn me. But I can sit there, I could sub up again. It's the fact if I can substitute and then be able to get a Swords Dance off and get that Terrakion out of there, Doublade did his job. That's it. And then he'll sit in there probably and just Shadow Sneak away until he dies off and he does a hell of a lot of damage to everything else. So we're hoping that that sub technique actually works a little bit better than having a fourth or third attacking move. But we'll move on to Mamoswine. Again, the expert belted Mamoswine worked pretty well for us last week. It didn't work where I wanted it to exactly, but it worked where it could. So we got expert belt Mamoswine, Lestache, rocking Earthquake, Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, and Knockoff. Again, with the 128 speed, we had to put a lot more speed investment into this one, sadly, to beat that Gliscor. Actually, I had to do 128. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to drop it down to 1 and put it in defense for some reason. But we had to keep that HP at an odd number for Stealth Rocks. And I don't exactly understand how that works. I just know it has to kind of be like that. With max attack, now 4 in defense and 124 in speed, still being able to outspeed that Gliscor and hit it with an Icicle Crash, an Ice Shard, something. We have Knockoff specifically for Shaman. Or not Shaman. I looked at Shaman's first name when I looked over. Specifically for Porygon 2. Because Porygon 2 can come in against Mamoswine and just try attack me until I get burned, until I get paralyzed, whatever. You can't do much else besides that to Mamoswine, and I can at least knock it off. That's the thing, get that Eviolite off of him. And also, it would help to get maybe a knockoff, if he switches out into the Entei, knock off its Choice Band so that realistically, it's going to do less damage overall. Maybe if he is Terrakion with Choice Scarf, knock off that Choice Scarf so that Victini can then outspeed guaranteed. Knock off the Poison Orb off of Gliscor before it gets it activated. You know, anything get knocked off on his team will be great. And I keep looking over because I don't want to forget anything for his team what we have set up. But that's the battle we have. That's the team we have against Astrolabe Games. Again, the battle will be on Thursday. Hopefully this is on Tuesday. I'm like 99% sure this is going to be on Tuesday. But I'm ready. We had a huge win last week. We are now 2nd place, I believe, in the league right now. So that'll be dope. And I believe we have like 2 more battles till we can basically guarantee us a spot in the playoffs. So cross your fingers for that. The Doublades get in the playoffs. But thank you guys for coming out. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like down below. Let me know sets that you would think would work in team situations like this, in case we have to face Astrolabe later, or in case we have to face other people later. Go back to those videos, and you can put team comments down there, face them later in playoffs. Let me know what you think, other little tips and tricks. So I'm gonna get up on it here. I believe we'll have our battle here in a few minutes. So, yeah. Thank you guys for coming out. I'm Carson Toxic Gaming. And as always, you stay toxic. I talk a lot with my hands. See you guys.